Youkeep television. United Playaz television. United Playaz television.
Youkeep.
What's your bag?
I gotta ride with the killers. Somebody gotta stop the killers. No, not down, but very far up. That's short walk.
Back very far!
1 o'clock.
So if you are a middle school boy,
Hey man, this is how we serve our people. Not for the people, but with the people. All right. Who is your daddy? Oh, you gotta hold it. Chicken. Salute. Oh, sorry. Oh, how nice. Oh, my dream. We take this one with cheese, Milton? Yeah. Burger? Probably be like my hands are. No idea. Rico, you gotta stand out. You gotta get butt naked.
Hey man, it's your boy, Uncle Damien, you know, with United Playaz. I'm gonna be interviewing a young man today who's had a couple run-ins, you know, with the system, just like I did. You know, I was born and raised in San Francisco, done some extensive time and been blessed to make my way out. So I work hard every day to try to help and mentor youth in my city to do the same thing. And we have a young man today who's traveled that same journey, is on his way to becoming a successful young man. So yeah, so pay attention, listen up. This is for you. You know, we're here for you. And yeah, man.
Daryl Wilson.
Where you from?
San Francisco.
How old are you?
17.
17 years old. So this young man is been working with me for quite some time, been able to navigate the probation process with some road bumps, but he's on his way out in a successful manner. That's what we're here for. So tell me some things that have helped you along the way in navigating this process as far as probation is concerned.
Well, one of the first things that helped me is going to United Playaz, hanging with Damien. You know, he keep me on my head, you know. And then another thing is, like, I stay active. Like, I keep some going with me. I keep some, like, I stay with something to do, matter of fact. That's a better way to say it. Like, I always stay, like, I don't know, always stay with something to do, yeah. You know, when they say when you bored, you come up with something to do, and sometimes it's negative, and it end you in a box.
So, at what age would you say that you started getting in trouble and stuff like that? Started going to juvenile hall?
Like 12, 13.
That's about the same age that I was going through there too. So, you're saying that, you know, staying active and, you know, working with me, having a mentor, some stuff that's been kept you out of trouble. So you know this video is going to be going to the guys that are currently incarcerated right now. If you had some advice to give them, some wisdom to partake on, you know, people in your age group and that are sitting where you have sat, what advice would you give them?
I mean, go to United Playaz, you know, Uncle Rudy, Damien, they gonna put you on for sure. Get a job, stay in school, get a girlfriend. I mean, keep something to do.
Find yourself a mentor, stay busy, you know, a job is always helpful. You know, keep a few chips in your pocket if possible, but have a plan. I think we were talking about that earlier. You were saying have a plan, you know, because proper preparation prevents poor performance. You know, he who fails to plan plans to fail. So definitely while you're sitting there, create a plan for yourself for when you get out from day 1, day 2, day 3, and just put it in motion and make it happen. And, find someone to help you, whether it be me and United Players, one of the other great CBOs out there. Find someone to help you, man, because, you're not an island. There's people out here to help. That's a beautiful thing about San Francisco. There's a lot of programs that are willing to help you, and it's free. So let's make it happen. Shout out to Uncle Ray for putting this video together. You the man.
Yeah, my name is David Monroe. I'm 34 years old now. I've been out 8.5 months after serving a 19-year sentence. I was sentenced to 15 years to life when I was 15 years old for gang-related murder. And right now, thank God, I'm at the United Players Center in San Francisco. But I'm originally from Stockton, California. And when I was there, I was one of those youth who just didn't listen. I didn't get it. I seen it around me all the time. I have an older brother who's in prison doing life for gang murders. Uncles, cousins, my parents are both gang members, brothers, sisters, the whole 9 yards. And so it was destined for me to be in this lifestyle, And unfortunately for me, I didn't know how to break that trend within my family, is to be the one to get out of it and do something better. Unfortunately, I committed murder as well when I was 15 years old, and in doing the life sentence, I went from juvenile hall to California Youth Authority, and when I turned 18, they sent me to prison. And there, that was the wake-up call, is that, as we hear a lot of people talk about, when you go to juvenile hall, I was there twice before I ever caught the life sentence and went to adult court. But I always felt like everything was a slap on the wrist. I went to juvenile hall for, I believe I did 26 days the first time I went. Got out, right back on the streets. I went back in within, I believe it was about 2 weeks. I violated. I didn't do my work project. I wasn't going to school, probation. It wasn't nothing. And they violated me. They let me out early for Christmas. And within 5 days, I murdered somebody. Because to me, it was a slap on the wrist. They were never going to do anything to me. I'm young. I'm 15. They can't really do nothing. At the best, they'll try me as a juvenile and give me juvenile life. I'll be home when I'm 25. It's nothing. Unfortunately, I was wrong with that. I didn't understand the law, and it cost me. It cost me 19 years of my life, and that's to say the least. I came home with somebody who had did 35 years on a 15 to life sentence, and it was easy for me to feel blessed at that point to know that somebody in the exact same situation I was in at 15 did 35 years, and I only did 19. But thank God for that. I was one of the smart ones who got it at a certain point before it was too late. So I went to prison at 18 years old, doing 15 to life, and it wasn't to say that I just started doing good immediately. I was in and out of the holes. I was gang banging. I was fighting, getting in riots, doing everything that you're supposed to do when you go to prison to earn your name and your respect, so that you're not one of those guys on the yard getting picked on. And so, I earned my bones, and I did that. But at a certain point, I understood that this was not it for me, that I had to do something better. And what helped me out was I used to read a book called Timeless Wisdom. And there's a saying in there that says the only people in life to get even with are those who have helped you. And me, I had spent my whole life trying to get even with, or forgetting about the people who were there for me, because it wasn't a lot. A mother, a sister, a brother, an uncle, you know what I mean? But all these other people had did me wrong. My dad, my brothers, my sisters, my uncles, the ones who didn't care, the ones who said bad things about me. And those people mattered more to me at the time. I just didn't know it. If you asked me, I would tell you I love my mother more than anything. But my actions showed the complete opposite. I was still doing everything she told me not to do, but I would tell her I loved her. And so at a certain point, as I was growing up as a man in prison, it worked. It clicked in my head, I'm tripping. I'm fighting for the wrong people, and I'm doing all the wrong things and getting all the wrong attention. And when I realized that, that I did love my family and those people who were still there. Not my homies, they told on me. Not my friends who said they were my friends and nobody's visited. Nobody's sending money. I'm not getting any mail or birthday cards or anything. It's coming from my parent, my mother, who is my mother and my father. It's coming from the people who care. And that was enough. And so at that point, I said, I'm going to start getting even with those people. And at that point, I started taking a whole bunch of self-help programs, anger management, NAAA. I believe I got 7 trades. I got a high school diploma, a GED, and I graduated from college. And that was one of the reasons why they let me go home so early, because a lot of people didn't get that message until they were in their 30s or 40s, and I got it when I was in my 20s, realizing that I had to do something better. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in front of this camera today, is to say that, and it's a cliche and everybody says it, but to say that if I could change, you could. To be 15 years old and think that it's okay to shoot another kid and kill him, that takes a lot. That shows you how far gone a kid can get removed from his humanity. And then to look today, 20 years later, and to see me in UP working with these same kids that 15, 20 years ago, I would have probably tried to kill you because you like the opposite color, or you were from the opposite side, or you were from a whole nother city. That's the power of change. That's the power of growth. That's the power of maturity. You literally see things and do things different. And I totally see that in me now. I went from a lazy kid who didn't care. I would take all the easy roads, the fast money. Now I work 3 jobs like it's nothing. I'm getting ready right after this interview. I'm going to work. And I work for $14 an hour. And I'm happy to say that, because when I was in prison, I was working for 75 cents an hour as a lead electrician. Something that I would be making $75 an hour for right now. And so I would say that to all the kids is think about those people who love you and who care for you. And it might not be a lot. It might literally be 1. But it's enough. As long as you feel it in here and you let it carry you, it will carry you. And the other thing I would say for these kids is you need to know who you are. You need to figure that out. Some of us, we need a lot of help. We need a lot of people to pat us on our back, to push us in the right direction, to guide us, and some don't. But you have to figure out if that's you, because if you're the person who needs help, if you're the person who needs somebody to guide you, then you need to go in that direction. For me, I wasn't that person. There's a saying that says, failure is the greatest opportunity I have to know who I am. And the one thing I learned about myself is I'm not a quitter, because I could have. I could have quit in prison and joined the gang and got even deeper into it. And, my goal could have been to become one of the biggest, baddest Northerners ever to walk around in a prison. I could have made my name that big, and I chose not to. I chose to be the one that did what he had to do to get out of that place and do something better. And now I want to make my name big, and I want to be known for helping people. And so hopefully within the next year, my goal right now is to open a center, the United Players Center in Stockton, by Christmas next year. So it's possible, man. It's possible. Hard work, dedication, and humanity. You have to have a heart. And if you don't, you have nothing.
Past made me who I am, I'm not ashamed of the pain, but the future is brighter, so that I'ma claim I'm not in and out for the lights of the fame, but the flame I create, the phoenix, yeah, I'm flying today. What's in the midst of the battle, slipping, gripping the gravel, but they couldn't hold the paddle. Pinnacle, I'm about to settle, we taking off, yeah, like a rocket launcher, yeah, about to conquer, the purpose getting stronger, becoming a monster, so let me out of my cage, I'm here to make a change, yeah, fire burning in me, I was pushed down and told I'd be nothing more, rose coming from concrete, rising off the dirty floor.
Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, believed and achieved. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8 ball. Been through the toughest time, man, I seen it all. Had my back against the wall. Now I'm standing tall, believed and achieved. I'ma get it all. Got my future in my hand like I shook the 8 ball.
Look into the 8 ball, but it's landed on the edge. I don't know what I've been doing, hanging on this precipice. Lacking the knowledge, so I've been searching for answers. But I know that I know nothing until I learn it forwards and backwards. So I'm realizing right now I'm looking at a ball for answers. Maybe I should analyze and read some of my own chapters. Cause why the hell I've been writing a whole book for? If I wanna rip it up, I gotta put the pieces to the floor. Too much been flying the wrong way for me. Maybe I should let it go instead of asking. Find my right path when I'm on my wrong road. I'm way better at finding what I shouldn't have known. So I guess I'm climbing out of the snow. Look at him go.